How's everybody doing? My name is Corey Samples. I'll be doing my presentation today on the history of the Pitbull. As you can see, I got a couple of pictures of the Pitbulls up here. I got one of my own. He's a mixed breed, part pit, part lab, and he's part blue heeler. That's him right there with the blue collar on, trying to look all innocent. Alright, we'll be going over the introduction. We'll be going over the breed, the origin of where they come from, the role of the role they played in early American society and shifting opinions based on media portrayals. Alright, we've all heard about the stories about people being attacked by pit bulls, but did you know that you're more likely to drown in a bucket of water? Also, that you're 60% more likely to be hit in the head killed by a falling coconut. The news outlets release many stories relating to the animal attacks. But it shouldn't be totally blamed on the animal. It's usually the people who train animals to attack that the blame should be left with, because they train the animals to act outside of their nature. European origins. Originally, the breed came from old New England bulldogs. Purpose was bull baiting and raiding, and eventually dog fighting. One of the stories that recently was in the news, well, not too long ago in the news, was about that football player that was part of the dog fighting ring, and I think he had to pay a whole bunch of money, and he no longer play football. This dog is also crossed with a terrier. The terriers. That's how you know they're full-blooded animals. And you see here, I got pictures of them where they got them chasing the bulls, and also with them in the dog fighting ring. Alright, early America brought over before the Civil War. They were brought over before the Civil War. They're frontier dogs for herding and protection, and they also became national mascots. As you can see, some of the most famous Pitbull mascots. You got Petey, and then you got Sergeant Stubby. They were used in the armed forces, also in dog shows and competitions, and and also served as rescue operations. The military, they banned them because of people, how they raise them, and when you raise a dog that way, they learn to attack anything that comes across. So you have to get one and raise it for yourself. That way you don't know. That way you know that your dog is not a vicious animal and will attack anybody he comes across. You know, and the opinions, you're trying to get the opinions away from the dogs being, you know, people fearing the dogs, and back to the opinion of that the dogs are not dangerous. Like I said, it's not the dog's fault the way it was trained. It was trained that way by someone who didn't know what they was doing. All right. Anybody got any questions? That's my boy right there. I also want to throw in a little bit of information. The Supreme Court Act, the Animal Welfare Act of 1976, which made dog fighting illegal in all 50 states and U.S. territories, along with precisions and breeding of dogs for the purpose of dog fighting. So they did make a law where it's illegal to fight the dogs and to breed them to fight. Now, dog fighting began to resurface again in 1980. But the dogs were brave without regard of the traits that made them to be lovable. So they pretty much trained the dogs not to be house pets, but to be vicious animals. All right, in conclusion, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Caesar Merlin in the 70s. They blamed the Bovarian. In the 80s, they blamed German Shepherd. And in the 90s, they blamed Rottweilers. Now they blame the Pitbull. When will they blame the humans? Thank you. Here's a list of the sources that I have. Like I said, the football player, his name was Michael Vick.